Hey, thank you for joining Trivia Quiz Rush. My name is Arno, I am your mispronouncing quiz host, and this is a fun general knowledge quiz featuring only rapid-fire lightning questions. The questions range from easy to medium, but you only have 3 seconds to answer each one, and let's see if you can beat the quiz challenge. Let's start the quiz. Good luck! What are the thin metal strips beneath guitar strings on the neck called? It's frets. What famous landmark stands at the west end of Paris's Champs-Élysées? Arc de Triomphe. What topping defines a traditional Hawaiian-style pizza? Correct with pineapple. Which Japanese island is the largest and home to Tokyo City? That's Honshu. Who rapped the famous line, "I like big butts and I cannot lie"? Sir Mix-a-Lot. Which animals run through Pamplona during the famous annual festival? It's bulls. What collective name is given to the 12 traditional astrological signs? That's zodiac. A sugar snap is classified as which type of vegetable? Pea. What are the leather leg coverings worn by cowboys typically called? That's chaps. In Greece, which character sings the song "Hopelessly Devoted to You"? Sandy. Chevron, floral, and plaid are all types of what? It's patterns. In computing terms, what does the abbreviation CPU stand for? Central Processing Unit. In which US city can you find the famous Lincoln Memorial? Washington, D.C. What title was given to the Russian emperor from the 14th to 16th century? Correct with Tsar. What was Mumbai officially called before the name change in 1995? That's Bombay. What was the title of the first James Bond film released in 1962? Dr. No. Which city is currently the largest in Germany by population? It's Berlin. Which country has the largest total land area in the world? That's Russia. Which French dessert name literally translates to froth? That's mousse. Which lab tool is typically used to heat substances in experiments? That's Bunsen burner. Which nursery rhyme character is known for falling off a wall? Humpty Dumpty. Who developed the 3 fundamental laws of motion in physics? It's Isaac Newton. Whose black bra was famously sold at auction for £4,600? It's Madonna. How many calories are found in 1 liter of plain drinking water? 0. In which country did the samba dance originally develop? Correct with Brazil. Osteoporosis mainly weakens which specific part of the human body? That's bones. Porcelain technology and artistry originated in which country? China. Tijuana is a major city located in which country near California? It's Mexico. What do the French traditionally call Shrove Tuesday? That's Mardi Gras. What is the name of the deepest point in the Mariana Trench? Challenger Deep. Which ancient Mesopotamian city has ruins located in modern Iraq today? That's Babylon. Which chemical element is represented by the symbol Pb? Lead. Which film was the first to make Harrison Ford a global movie star? It's Star Wars. Which Hitchcock film released in 1960 became a classic thriller movie? It's Psycho. Which mountain range is located in the northern region of Africa? Atlas. Which philosopher served as the teacher of Plato in ancient Greece? Correct, with Socrates. Which pro wrestler used the move known as the Tombstone Piledriver? That's The Undertaker. Which streaming company originally sent DVDs to customers by mail? Netflix. Who released Me Against the World featuring the song Dear Mama? It's Tupac. Alonso and Stroll drove for which Formula One team in 2024? That's Aston Martin. How many strings are on a standard violin used in classical music? 4. In which country is Gatwick Airport located today? That's United Kingdom. In which Italian city did Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez marry? Venice. Marty McFly is the main character in which iconic film series? Back to the Future. What currency did Austria use prior to switching to the euro? It's Austrian shilling. What percentage of an iceberg is typically visible above water? 10%. What term describes regions where gas and dust form new stars? Correct, with stellar nurseries. What type of musical instrument is a Fender Stratocaster? That's electric guitar. Where are tidal bores most commonly observed in natural environments? At a river mouth. Where is the Cape of Good Hope located? It's South Africa. Which bird was first released from Noah's Ark in the Bible story? That's Raven. Which McDonald's menu item launched nationwide in the US in 1968? The Big Mac. Which sitcom character said the nasal catchphrase, "Did I do that?" That's Steve Urkel. Which soda was first created as a medicinal drink in the 1800s? Coca-Cola. Who co-starred with Jim Carrey in the comedy film Dumb and Dumber? It's Jeff Daniels. Who directed the 1997 film Titanic? It's James Cameron. A deficiency of which vitamin leads to the disease known as scurvy? Vitamin C. During which war is the musical South Pacific primarily set? World War II. From which type of tree do acorns originate? That's oak tree. How many lines make up a classic sonnet poem? 14. Mauritius is an island nation found in which ocean? It's Indian. On a QWERTY keyboard, which letter sits in the top left position? That's Q. The Rhine River flows primarily through which continent in the world? Europe. What is the name of Tintin's well-known sea captain companion? That's Captain Haddock. What is the term for an adult male duck? Drake. Which actress was photographed in 1954 with her white dress blowing up? It's Marilyn Monroe. Which element was historically used in the tips of early matches? It's phosphorus. Which sitcom begins with a man born and raised in West Philadelphia? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Which soda brand used the slogan "The Uncola" in 1960s ads? Correct with 7-Up. Which US state was admitted last into the United States? That's Hawaii. In which country do giant pandas exist exclusively in the wild? China. Vienna is situated along which major European river? It's Danube. What event is opposite a solstice with nearly equal day and night? That's equinox. What is the current capital city of Malaysia? Kuala Lumpur. Which ancient seafaring warriors are famous for using longships? That's Vikings. Which city has the highest population in China by total residents today? Shanghai. Which element on the periodic table is represented by the symbol Cu? It's copper. In which country is the historic city of Nîmes located? It's France. Which newspaper is read by the Flintstones in their show? The Daily Slate. Which Sony console launched in 1994? Correct with PlayStation. Who painted the renowned masterpiece titled The Night Watch? That's Rembrandt. The Tigris River flows through which country in the Middle East? Iraq. Which city serves as the capital of Morocco? It's Rabat. Budapest serves as the capital city of which European country? It's Hungary. True or false, snakes are physically unable to blink their eyes? True. What is the traditional Korean dish made using fermented cabbage? Correct with kimchi. Which company released the handheld Game Boy console in 1989? That's Nintendo. Which crocodilian species is known to have the strongest bite force? Saltwater crocodile. Which device is used to store energy within an electric field? A capacitor. Which famous bridge is commonly nicknamed the coat hanger? That's Sydney Harbour Bridge. Which mammal is physically incapable of jumping at all? Elephant. Which Michael Crichton novel was adapted into a 1993 film? That's Jurassic Park. Which ocean contains the largest number of coral reef systems? Pacific. Which of these countries is geographically located in the Middle East? It's Jordan. Which part of the human body is primarily responsible for balance? Inner ear. Which Scandinavian country is responsible for creating Lego bricks? Correct, with Denmark. Which spice is commonly referred to as red gold due to its value? That's saffron. Who performed the 1961 hit song Stand By Me? Ben E. King. Who turned McDonald's into a successful global franchise business? Ray Kroc. Don't Fear the Reaper from 1976 was released by which group? That's Blue Oyster Cult. How many total days are there in a leap year? 366. In email terminology, what does the abbreviation CC stand for? That's carbon copy. In Greek mythology, who is the god of dreams able to take any form? Morpheus. In which country is the major city of Nairobi located? It's Kenya. The 1973 hit song Money was released by which band? Pink Floyd. What is the highest court of law in the United States? Correct, with the Supreme Court. What is the largest lake in Africa measured by surface area? Lake Victoria. What is the maximum number of eggs a hen can lay in one day? 1. What is the only known bird species that is capable of hibernation? That's the common poorwill. Which 90s game character was famously known as the Blue Blur? That's Sonic the Hedgehog. Which artist released the hit 1995 album Jagged Little Pill? Alanis Morissette. Which country has coastlines on both the Atlantic and Indian Oceans? That's South Africa. Which instrument is used to measure wind speed accurately? Anemometer. Which language currently has the highest number of native speakers? It's Mandarin Chinese. Which nation is currently the world's leading producer of avocados? Mexico. Which of these countries did not collapse after World War I ended? Correct, with the Netherlands. Which superhero has the real name Diana Prince? Wonder Woman. At what point does magma officially become classified as lava? On reaching the surface. In which mountain range is Mount Everest located? The Himalayas. The 1973 song The Joker was performed by which artist or band? That's the Steve Miller Band. What are the Olmec civilization most famous for creating in history? The huge stone heads. What does the Latin word diva literally translate to in English? Goddess. What is the antonym or opposite meaning of the word artificial? It's natural. What is the capital city of the US state of California? Sacramento. What is the celestial object Betelgeuse classified as in astronomy? Correct, with a star. What is the value of pi when rounded to 2 decimals? That's 3.14. Where was the highest recorded air temperature on Earth measured? Death Valley. Which basketball player was nicknamed his airness during the 1990s? Michael Jordan. Which bird is depicted on the national flag of Mexico? It's a golden eagle. Which chemical element has atomic number 1 on the periodic table? Hydrogen. Which city hosts the International Court of Justice headquarters? The Hague. Which Elton John song includes the lyrics, "It's a little bit funny"? Your Song. Which of the following cities is located within Argentina? It's Mendoza. Who influenced the Russian royal family significantly in the early 1900s? This one is answer B. Who is credited with discovering the sea route to India by ship? Vasco da Gama. Who is the author of the dystopian novel titled 1984? George Orwell. In 1973, which artist sang the hit Band on the Run? It's Paul McCartney. In archery, how many points is a standard bullseye worth? 10. Riyadh is the capital city located in which country? Correct, with Saudi Arabia. What is the largest known species of shark in the ocean? Whale shark. What is the primary ingredient used in making traditional falafel? Chickpeas. What was the popular nickname given to the Ford Model T car? It's Tin Lizzy. Which artist is often credited with producing the most artworks ever? That's Picasso. Which band released the influential 1970 album titled Abraxas? Santana. Which band released the song My Generation in 1965? That's The Who. Which bone in the human body is not fully developed at birth? Kneecap, patella. Which chemical element has the symbol Zn on the periodic table? It's zinc. In which part of the human body is the tibia bone located? Lower leg. The medieval city of Bruges is located in which European country? Correct, with Belgium. Which city is home to the headquarters of the World Health Organization? That's Geneva. Before you go, I got one more bonus question coming up for you, but before that I wanted to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me growing the channel, and if you really want to support the channel, then consider becoming a member. Thank you. Here's the bonus question. Which TV alien from Melmac jokes about wanting to eat cats? Sit tight because the answer appears in a few seconds. Don't forget to post your score in the comments down below. I respond to every single one of them, and if you want to keep watching quizzes, then click this one to continue. Thank you. Bye bye.